What's going on, people? It's Werds Illah, aka Drew Skills, aka L doing it too, and I just wanted to do a quick segment right now. This episode right here, this segment will be titled "Accumulating Accountability." Now, this stemmed from yesterday as I was watching an episode of Rap Radar with Wale, and also in conjunction with that was seeing Charlemagne give Killer Mike the donkey of the day. Now, watching Wale to start off, it was a long conversation, and throughout it, you could see there's always these moments with him where he's speaking so honestly and open about who he is and his struggles and the things that he's dealt with, and being honest with it. Now, he's always been that kind of artist, I felt like, but it's starting to come a lot more as he's getting older and as he's, had a lot more longevity in the game. So to see him be that way is admirable for me. I like that. I like to see artists that are growing and being open, and that you get to see that growth as it happens, and also, like I said, in conjunction with that, to see Killer Mike, who is a veteran, been in the game for a long time, and who is still somebody who is very honest and open and willing to apologize for his mishaps, his mistakes. Now, if anybody doesn't know, I guess the situation was, obviously there was a conversation that Killer Mike had with the NRA. He did an interview speaking about black gun ownership, and they tried to use that against him and say that he was against, the young kids going out and marching against gun violence and, working towards getting gun reform. And also, right around that time, when he did that, there was a woman, I can't even remember the lady's name, and I feel bad, but she had some choice words, I guess, for his interview, and, said some things about it. And then he saw her recently post a picture with some of her girlfriends and said there was somewhere in it where she was saying something where she had the acronym HM. And so I think he obviously thought in his head it was H&M. And, I guess he jumped out the window and said some things about her, basically like, oh, you're supporting H&M, but you have choice words against me for the NRA, so Charlemagne basically had to jump in and let him know, like, that was for hair and makeup, because she came and said something after he said that. So, it was cool to see Killer Mike to call into the Breakfast Club and, laugh it off and just be honest and say, look, I apologize, I shouldn't have said that, and so, but it shows that as no matter where we are in our lives, there's all this accountability thing is going to be what's going to be how people view you. You know what I'm saying? It'll be the thing that'll last the longest. So it's the biggest impression you're going to leave on people is how do you deal with those moments? Because in life, those are the only places in life where things happen where good things can happen. We need discourse and discomfort, and we need to feel like there's a chance that we could lose something or something like that, that causes us to have to do something about that moment, and then it builds us into something greater. So that is how I feel like we all need to start looking at things a lot more, is we just need to be more open and honest with ourselves, laugh at ourselves sometimes, you know what I'm saying? And be okay with if you make a mistake, but be willing to be very immediately accountable for it and step up and do what's necessary to help yourself get better from that moment. So you should never that's why, look at your life as a whole and don't look at these small pieces, and know that those small pieces become the big pieces. So, it's an awareness that we need to have of that's how you attract more of that to you. That's how you manifest more of that goodness in your life, is when you're more accountable for your actions and who you are, you start to be a lot more, thoughtful, a lot more wise with the way that you make your decisions. So if you do that more, you'll see how great it is. I remember seeing when Rev Run had Run's house, and I remember him saying something at one point with his wife, and how in marriage it's important that you don't go to sleep angry with your partner, and that you're very honest and willing to work through things as they happen. So that made me think about saying, take the same attention to every single moment in your life. You know what I mean? Bring the same energy and the same attention to every moment in your life. So that way you can look at it and not have to look back at your day or your life as these days build on with any kind of regret or shame or feeling as if you didn't, live up to being, a good person, the great person that you are. Everybody has so much greatness in them, but it's hard for us to accept the times where we're wrong. We know how to, a lot of times know how to be very good at telling the points when things were bad for us and how people did us in a certain way, but never can speak about the times a lot clearer and honestly about when we did things that probably rubbed people the wrong way, or were just completely wrong, or we're in a moment where we were angry and we said some things, or we weren't aware, we were ignorant to something. So that just had me thinking. It was just something I had on my mind. And so take a lot of honor and pride in accumulating accountability in your life. You know what I mean? And knowing that there's a trail behind you of times where things were not in a great place per se by how you were living, and how those times you were willing to open up about what those things were, and to seek the help if you need it, or accept the fault when you did it. So that was just all I had to say. It was a quick segment for y'all. So again, this is your boy Werds Illah. You can follow me on Instagram at Werds Illah. That's WERDSILLAH. And this podcast is also gonna be available. It's on iTunes. You can just search from Siri and tell Siri that you want to listen to the Mic Check podcast. Now, the Mic Check podcast, it's a working title. I'm sure like that's kind of generic. It was something to just start it, but for right now, I just want to say appreciate anybody who has listened to this episode, and anybody who's listened to the episode prior to this with my homie B Diz the Rockstar. Y'all make sure y'all check out his YouTube page. He's got a YouTube page. It's called Super Obvious. Y'all go ahead and look that up on YouTube. Funny dude, known him for a long time, man. So again, this is your boy Werds Illah signing out. Y'all have a good one. Peace.
The podcast you just heard was published with Anchor. Got something you want to say to the creator of this show? Send them a voice message using the Anchor app, free for iOS and Android.